Hey guys, it's your friendly neighbourhood EDDBUD back once again with another comparison video for you. Today we're looking at two shoes, the Saucony Endorphin Speed and the Brooks Hyperion Tempo. Two shoes from two different sides of the tracks. The light, bright, loud and snappy Saucony Endorphin Speed and the low profile, simple and soft Brooks Hyperion Tempo. But first, some stats for you detail hungry viewers out there. As you can see, not much in it stat-wise between these two offerings. But what about on foot? Let's dive into that Power Run PB and DNA Flash midsole foam. We'll start with upper. Snowdrift-like, white and transparent mesh. Light as packing foam. I always think it's a bit like that stuff you get that's between your laptop screen and the keyboard whenever you get it. You take it out the box and open up the screen and there's that white stuff. It's a little bit like that. Nice and roomy in the toe box. In terms of width, super support, signifying stellar sock-like style. Seriously though, width-wise in the toe box is spot on. Structure from the overlays as well makes for a really great upper here. The Hyperion Tempo's no slouch in this department also. It's soft and exceptionally thin. An extremely lightweight shoe, even in my size. I think it's only trumped in terms of weight by the Reebok Run Fast Pro, the Vaporfly 4% Flyknit, and the Vaporfly Next percent. Yes, it's that light. I would say that lockdown is comparable between both shoes. Very little in it in terms of upper really. Some nice heel support, no heel slippage experienced in either shoe. These are lace up and go offerings, no messing about. There's nothing worse than that when you're ready for a run. Messing around with lacing and things like that, it's just an unwelcome time waster. So in terms of upper between these two shoes, I'm going to call it a tie. Midsole now. Sweet midsole. Tempo runs never felt so good. Bit of Neil Diamond there for you. And both of these shoes are real diamonds when it comes to the midsole also. The Hyperion Tempo's a little bit like a strict headmistress at your old school. A firmer, slightly less forgiving underfoot ride initially, which over time becomes more comfortable and malleable as you kind of rack up those miles. As the head teacher becomes to know that you're not a complete pain, they're a little bit easier on you. I was always a good boy though when I was at school. I'd say that the Speed out of the box is the more cushioned of the two, though still stable and solid. It's an interesting yet very pleasant sensation. There's quite a few shoes recently that have taken a little bit of time to break in. Haven't had that in a lot of shoes earlier in the year. There's been a few recently that have taken a little time. Sometimes something just works. And it does appear that Saucony have really nailed it with this shoe. The combo is just perfect. There's a spring in the toe off, but the adoption of the speed roll technology with that rocker in the midsole and the nylon plate appears to provide a really great option for pretty much all types of runners. I think that those at heel strike won't feel that this shoe is fighting against them. The midfoot hitters will really enjoy the slight flex of that nylon plate, and the more elite and able athletes will no doubt enjoy the fatigue lowering foam and the snap on toe off. To me, this is certainly a shoe with real wide appeal, and one perhaps more alluring than the Brooks Hyperion Tempo, which is a great shoe at faster paces. I just feel that the Power Run PB foam here in the Endorphin Speed has a very slight edge over the Hyperion Tempo. So it's the Endorphin Speed for midsole supremacy. Outsole now. The carbon rubber on the Saucony Endorphin Speed does seem reasonably durable. There's little wear at all reported as yet. Traction of said rubber is superb across all major terrains that you or I will encounter on a daily basis. That Hyperion Tempo outsole also showed excellent levels of durability. I took it up to 100 miles and there's barely any sign of wear whatsoever. Do check out my recent 100-mile review of the Hyperion Tempo, that neon blue wonder. You do simply wonder at the lack of wear on the outsole of this shoe. What sort of magic have they woven into the rubber here? Was I imagining it? Am I blind to the ridiculously low level of wear? Am I seeing what I wanted to? No, it's just really good. This shoe is certainly up the top there in terms of hard wearing, surface resilient, grand contact longevity. In terms of wet grass grip, it was certainly better than that outsole on the Fuel Cell TC. Fine on small stone surfaces, but I'd suggest that both shoes are superb on road and pavement. I can't split between these two outsoles, so I'm going to call it a tie. Value now. Hyperion Tempo comes in around £15 cheaper than the Saucony Endorphin Speed. It isn't quite as versatile a shoe in the midsole if your pocketbook is under strict watch. I think if you have room in your rotation for a higher tempo shoe and prefer that slightly firmer underfoot feel, then the Tempo could be a great shoe for you. The Speed is one of those real wonder shoes. Is that a thing? That seems to feel good at almost any type of pace you throw at it. Yes, both shoes are on the more expensive side of life. £155 for a shoe is no joke. You're not laughing back there, are you? But I do feel that the enjoyment and unbridled excitement that you do get wearing these shoes is worth it. I do think that many a runner could get something really enjoyable out of this shoe. As I mentioned in one of the past videos, I don't tend to watch too many shoe reviews on a specific shoe before I get a chance to try it myself. I don't want to have my expectations tainted. But I've got to say, both of these shoes are right up there in my estimations, and I can see that many other people have them there too. That aside, never buy a shoe because somebody tells you to. I'd suggest always do your homework and make up your own minds based on honest opinions from ladies and chaps who do put in honest miles into the shoe. Unbiased opinions are the ones you need to look for. I mean, some reviewers are doing 3 miles in a shoe and telling you it's the best thing since sliced bread. Not all new shoes are the bee's knees. But getting back on track, for value, the Speed just nabs it in terms of its improved versatility. Hope you've enjoyed this comparative video, guys. Please let me know your opinions and thoughts down in the comments. A musical interlude. I've been listening to the fantastic Link Wray. You may know Link Wray from his exciting tune, Rumble. I believe some of his stuff featured on the Pulp Fiction soundtrack. I could be wrong. Link Wray's pretty much the inventor though of some of the more heavy guitar-based music that we have today. He had an interesting surf kind of style, but used to crank up the distortion levels, and some of his 70s stuff is just wild rock and roll. A very cool dude with real attitude in his guitar playing. Do check out some of his stuff, Link Wray. That's all for me today, guys. I really do appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't done so already, it would mean a lot to me and to Beast if you'd hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications of when new videos are launched. Another way you can help the channel out a huge amount is if you give this video a thumbs up like and then share it with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you